So I'm at EVs Republic right now and I'm checking out a bunch of different batteries that they have. They have a ton of different modules over here. You can see you got your BMS, you got the cooling lines, and oh shoot, even more cooling lines up here. But these are all the individual models that are labeled and everything, so that when you do have a bad battery, like this one's actually open right now because it needs one of these modules replaced. I don't know exactly which module it is, but it's one of those. And what's awesome is that EVs Republic can save you money because Tesla will just replace the entire battery. Now, EVs Republic is a little bit different because they're going to actually repair it before they try to replace it. And even if they do need to replace it, the way they source their batteries will most likely be cheaper than whatever Tesla can offer you. You got all of these packs right here, and usually the packs are what goes bad. But you can also have your contactor module or the BMS go bad, and they can diagnose that as well.
Compared to Tesla, what we can do here is we actually do individual testing once we open it up to see how bad the battery is, and if the battery's within a certain percentage, we could potentially do a repair on it. The repair is usually half the cost of a replacement or less, and so you could be saving yourself a ton of money going here compared to going to Tesla, where anytime a battery goes bad over there, they just do a replacement of a refurbished battery. And that usually is not cheap compared to us, where our battery repairs start as little as $5,500. Save yourself thousands of dollars.
$5,500, and that's starting to do what exactly? Like
potentially, most of the time, we usually have to replace 1 or 2 bricks. That's usually the case, 1 or 2 bricks, and then we balance them out, do some testing, make sure the battery's in good health, and you'll get a lot more life out of your battery.
that sounds like a lot of work, and that's probably why Tesla just replaces the whole thing, right?
Tesla doesn't like to do repairs. Tesla likes to do replacements, compared to us, where we will repair anything that we can if the customer would like, hence saving thousands of dollars.
Do you mind showing me some of the things around the battery pack?
Yeah, so these are obviously all the individual bricks and modules. Here we got the system that pretty much communicates with the vehicle. We got contactors here, which I know a lot of people might already be familiar with. They burn out all the time.
That's the thunk, right? Sometimes they thunk when they close, right?
Yes, that, and they weld themselves to each other. They turn black, and you could tell. And an example right here would be of how a burnt contactor is versus a non-burnt one.
And how do they burn?
Usually just from wear or just in general.
They break in complicated ways, but it doesn't seem terribly hard to fix. How much would something like contactor replacement cost?
A contactor job, usually about $1,200-1,300, depending, of course, on the model and several other factors. But yeah, it's usually a little over $1,000 to get that taken care of. I know Tesla charges quite a bit more for that as well.
So it's not too bad here at EVs Republic if you need your contactors replaced.
Battery replacements are as cheap as $8,000. It all depends on what type of battery you have, what year, what model, and all sorts of factors.
I'm going to give you an example. I have a 2023 Model 3 rear-wheel drive with a LFP battery.
So this is the long range?
It's the standard range.
The standard range
lithium,
LFP, yeah. So
lithium
the
phosphate.
standard range battery is $7,200, $1,500 for the install. The thing about our $1,500 install cost, it includes the programming and checking of any battery-related components. So we make sure that not only are we putting in a good battery, but we're making sure it's going to be working properly.
So if I ever need my LFP battery replaced, this is kind of the process. What is this guy?
Yeah, so it's pretty much the BMS unit right there.
Okay, that's your battery management system. And this can also go bad sometimes, right?
Oh yeah, but rarely. I rarely see those getting replaced.
So out of everything that could possibly fail, what is the most common failure point in a Tesla battery?
The individual modules going bad,
So
it's
these
quite
guys.
frequent. Yeah. Whenever we do repairs, typically we see 1 or 2 of these going bad. That's when it usually becomes the most obvious that your battery needs to be replaced or repaired.
Or repaired, because they also repair batteries. So you can see all the cool stuff once you open the battery. This stuff is crazy. There's like individual BMS modules per pack.
Oh yeah, per pack. For every single brick, including those, they have their own little computers in them.
That's crazy. So there's the main computer, there's the little sub-computers. They're all wired together. This looks like cooling.
Oh yeah,
pipes.
there's coolant that runs through the entire battery, going through all the individual bricks and modules to keep that battery cool and not overheating.
Do you guys have any issues with cooling ever?
With battery coolant, no, the only issues we see with battery coolant is mainly when there's a leak and it causes the battery to go bad due to, you know, fluid
Overheating,
being
right?
in the battery.
Oh.
But yeah, that's the only coolant issue that's common.
What can cause coolant to leak? Because it seems pretty sealed, right?
Well, the battery's on the bottom of the car and people tend to run over things quite a lot. And we see that here all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Some messed up battery packs from the bottom.
Watch out for curbs.
Watch out for curves. Do you know why this one's open?
This one's open for a battery repair. They're doing their tests right now. As soon as they finish doing their testing, we're going to figure out what needs to be done and going on and getting it repaired.
How much does a diagnostic for something like this cost?
So it depends on what kind of diagnostic we're doing. If we're just checking the battery health and just checking the overall status of the battery systems, $250. So it starts off pretty cheap. So yeah, if you need your battery checked, $250, come on down.
That's perfect. Checking the battery, and then if you need like a further diagnosis, like you do that diagnostic, something's bad, is the next step to kind of look more in depth in the battery?
So at that point, we're going to be able to determine whether we can do a repair, a replacement, or if both are on the table. So at that point, we just figure out with the customer what we want to do going forward and go ahead and do it. We could get it done in as little as a day, whether that's a repair or replacement, and usually all of our customers get their cars back within a couple of days.
So you can replace this huge battery in as little as a day.
As little as a day.
You can cut it open, figure out whatever it needs in a day.
Yeah.
That is flipping wild. That's a better turnaround time than replacing a rear seat at Tesla.
Yep.
It's wild.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, that is an open battery at EVs Republic, where they not only replace, but will repair and save you money on your battery or other needs as well. So this is what an open battery pack looks like. This is a different kind of battery right here. So you can see that we have this shielding on top of it. It's a little bit different. That one opens up in the middle, kind of like butterfly doors, right? This one, it looks a bit more sealed a different way. You can see the cooling pipes just go all along the whole battery pack. You can see that it's open right here. And I don't know what this is for, but it's still bolted together, so I'm not gonna touch it too much. This is your DC to DC converter, I believe, inverter. Basically steps down the voltage. That's this whole module right here, and I know that this goes bad sometimes. And I actually just had a friend that needed this replaced. We have another pack right here. This one seems to be more in line with that one over there, where it would be cut open and then folded in the middle to take a look. And then this is probably where that DC to DC converter lies in here. So as you can see, they deal with a ton of different batteries. These are just two basic ones, but they're literally working on cars all over the place. It is crazy in here. They got a lot of knowledge. So if you have any questions, if you need a diagnostics, just come here, get your battery checked out, and check out EVs Republic.